UFC was aware of this. They were made aware of it, and my understanding is there were conversations with Dulgarian and his team about this activity and questioning him what is going on. And multiple times he said that, according to my sources, that he was good to go. I believe that in this case, the UFC should have just pulled the fight. If there are clear signs of some weird stuff going on, some weird gambling activity going on, if he's not quite acting himself back there, pull the fight. My understanding is this is on the FBI's radar. How deep of an investigation is unclear at this time. This is all very new. But yes, it is accurate.
There is a humongous scandal brewing in the UFC.
My understanding is that this is not an isolated incident. And what I mean by that is I have talked to multiple people who have either experienced or know of others who experienced situations where they have been approached about their willingness to do something like this. So I have been told by multiple people that they have been approached, they have been talked to and said, are you interested in this? Are you interested in throwing a fight for X amount of dollars? This is a massive issue for the UFC.
Because once the integrity of the sport is in question, the cat very quickly comes out of the bag and is simply on the loose. Championship Rounds on Twitter put together this collage of 3 fighters who went public on being approached. Notably, Vince Morales, Lando Venata, and Vanessa Demopoulos. Let's start from the beginning. Yadir Devaye took on Isaac Dulgarian at UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas on November 1st in a featherweight bout. Dulgarian was the heavy favorite. Until Val Dewar of Sporting News noticed that the betting odds dropped off a cliff hours before the bout was scheduled to take place. Dewar also tweeted in another message that FanDuel locked all bets, sans the money line, which is highly suspicious as well. Dulgarian, who had never been finished in his entire career, would go on to lose in the first round. Thus, you had prominent UFC announcers like Daniel Cormier lambasting Dulgarian's performance because he simply did not look like the fighter we are accustomed to seeing. In the wake of everything that went down, the UFC would cut Dulgarian, a promising fighter, who, heading into Saturday's fight at the UFC Apex, had a record of 7-1. Caesar Sportsbook, get this, would even go as far as to issue refunds for those that gambled on the bout. The UFC would release this statement. Like many professional sports organizations, UFC works with an independent betting integrity service to monitor wagering activity on our events. Our betting integrity partner, IC360, monitors wagering on every UFC event and is conducting a thorough review of the facts surrounding the bout on Saturday. We take these allegations very seriously, and along with the health and safety of our fighters, nothing is more important than the integrity of our sport.
Now, this is not the first time that the UFC has been embroiled in a betting scandal or at a bare minimum a strange situation in betting. The biggest one would be the one in 2022 where James Krause was a coach at the time, a gym owner, the whole 9 yards, and one of his students or fighters that he coached, Derek Minor, was involved in a kind of a similar situation where he loses to TKO to somebody that you wouldn't necessarily have expected, but more to the point, there was this strange betting that moved the lines dramatically right before the fight itself. Ultimately, Minner has been basically excommunicated from combat sports. James Krause, similar kind of thing. They both earned suspensions from the Nevada Athletic Commission. That's the big one. I don't know where those stand because there was really never any, to the best of our knowledge, there was really no legal implications from that, but I guess we'll have to see. Maybe there could be coming forward. The other one, of course, was involving Taehyung Bang, who served a bit of a small prison sentence in South Korea for basically throwing a fight against Leo Kuntz at an event that took place in Seoul. Now, the question is, what is supposed to happen here? At some point, they need to comment about this, and pretty quickly, too. The clock is ticking.
As USA Today noted, Dolgarian used to train with Kraus. Where many also have pause is this.
The director of the FBI is a UFC fan and has wanted to do business with the UFC, and then the president or the CEO, essentially, of the Ultimate Fighting Championship is best friends with the President of the United States, who then appointed that commissioner of the FBI. Like, are you actually going to get the kind of proper investigation into this that you need? Now, I'm not here to declare that we won't. I certainly hope that's not the case, but at a bare minimum, I would say I have questions.
The potential conflicts of interest at play must be stated here. More info came out that I think should also be stated in this piece because of the following. Via Harry Mack, as cited by Helwani in this video. Very important tidbit here. The FBI notified the UFC of the abnormal action and line movement and gave them hours to pull the fight. They chose to continue, and from my perspective, are now complicit in fixing a fight. I don't know about that. Val weighed in once more. This is huge. But of course, Dana knows when he has the director of the FBI sitting cage side at pay-per-views that the UFC won't actually get more than a slap on the wrist. If that, they'll probably throw the whole book at Dolgarian, though. I agree with that. In the end, writes Mac, update, federal regulators have flagged over 100 UFC fights this year for abnormal betting patterns, including 2 additional fighters on last night's card. Stuff is about to get very ugly. Still working to confirm, but it sounds like the feds are moving to audit referee Jason Herzog's fights. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials, on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day. Calling out elite people in comedy should be the rule of thumb.
I think Donald Trump's hair is actually another creature.
Yeah.
The hair's like going, good night, Donald. Good night, Donald. There we go.
Maybe it goes out. It goes out and makes money while he's asleep.
There is something about punching down that feels taboo, and punching up is the way to go.
Crack's not really my thing, but if it was, it would be fine if I was on that side.
Wow.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. I'm a very stable genius.
It is very important, the work that the Jordan Kleppers are doing, the work that the Good Liars are doing, the work that our team here at the Turks are doing, and many more.
Used to see these tackles, now they tackle. Oh, head-on-head collision. Bing, flag, footballs become soft.
You have Trump doing sound effects for tackles. The choice could not be more clear. Like, let's not beat around the bush about it.